Powered by STL Medical Weight Loss. See the Dr. Joe difference at stlmedweightloss.com.
Hello and welcome to the Frank and Jill Show. So glad you are with us on this Christmas Eve morning. Really glad to be getting to join you and have some special time together with you guys today. Those of you running around doing that last minute stuff, those of you that are just relaxing and enjoying, and those of you who don't celebrate Christmas and are just watching everybody else run around like chickens with their head cut off. Frank Cusimano has a much-deserved day off, enjoying some family time, day off radio and TV today. Connor McCarthy is here to join me to co-host the show today. Merry Christmas, Connor.
Oh, Merry Christmas. You look very festive today.
Thank you.
It's another sparkly outfit.
It is. I can't have not been able to. I can't wear the sparkly stuff year round on a random Wednesday in July.
July. Well, this is gonna be a little too hot, but I think you could get it. I think you could pull it off in January.
Yeah, sparkly Fridays or sparkly Tuesdays. I could just
you make
it
your whole thing.
Yeah, that's right. I could make
There's
it my
Jill
whole
again.
thing.
She was wearing very sparkly clothes.
Now you indicated earlier in the week that there were still a couple of things left on your Christmas to-do list. Maybe some people to buy
most
for.
things, yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
so give us an updated status of where you are.
I was at the West County Mall last night, and it was great. I don't know. I like going to the West County Mall, especially during Christmas time. Very nice mall. It was a lot of people there.
You also mentioned that there's, even though other people have projected onto you, raising my hand, that would be stressful to wait till the last minute. You enjoy it. You enjoy being at the mall when everybody's out there.
Yeah.
There's nothing negative about it for you. So
I don't know if I enjoy it, but I'm not stressed about it. I don't know. Do you get stressed about needing to buy a gift? You're worried about it?
I'm not stressed about it, but I enjoy doing it more when I do it early than when I'm kind of running around last minute. I did go to the grocery store yesterday for kind of the last things on the list because we've got one daughter in town, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in just a second, and another on the way, should be landing here in, I don't know, the next half hour or so. And so there were just a few more things on the grocery list. And I don't know if you ever do this, Connor, but there's times when I think I'm going to the grocery store and for some reason I'm a little offended when I walk in and it's packed and I think, what are all these people doing here? Well, they're doing the same darn thing I was doing, which is getting their last minute stuff, getting ready for the holidays. So I just, took a deep breath and thought, well, we're just going to have to wait in a little line to grab our.
So how long was the line?
The checkout lines, I will say, at the stores that I went to, which were the major St. Louis grocery store chains and an Aldi, the checkouts were very well staffed. And so as long as
they've got the people
they've
in there.
got the
They
people
know
doing
it's
the
gonna be
best they
busy.
can do, and it's going to be busy, I don't mind waiting. And so I don't think it was any more than 10 or 15 minutes to get through checkout, which I can't really complain about on what I assume is one of the busiest days of the year. And everybody was in a pretty good mood, and they were out of cranberries and running a little low on eggnog, which I think is, again,
Really? Cranberries?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I like to freeze cranberries and then throw them in a little cocktail or, in some champagne around the holidays for just a little more festive. I don't usually have cranberries laying around, I will admit.
Well, there's not much you can do with them, I feel like. It's like you're making the sauce or I guess you're doing that. You're putting them in cocktails.
It's not on my probably top 100 lists of fruits that I normally buy. But
do they even have cocktails year round, or they just get them in for November through December?
Yeah, you mean cranberries? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Where are the cranberries in the schnooks most of the time?
They're good for us, too. We should all be drinking more real cranberry juice. They're good for our systems, but most of us don't really have it on the top of the menu.
I can't say it's on the top of my mind.
Yeah, although I did go to a friend who's a gourmet cook a number of years ago, and she made a really good guacamole with spicy jalapeno, and it had cranberries in it. It was very good.
So not like the most traditional guacamole you've ever seen in your life.
No, it would be the least traditional. Really fun show coming up for you today. Again, as we mentioned, you're the most important guests of all. Please join the conversation on the Royal Banks of Missouri text line 84126. We love having you join in with us. Sarah Fensky, our friend, St. Louis Magazine executive editor of St. Louis Today, is going to join us. A lot of fun end-of-year stuff happening, some juicy topics and hot headlines. So she's going to join us in just a little while for our fun conversation we have with her. She was kind enough to give us some time on the holiday. Ethan Jones, local musician, just phenomenal. He's been a guest of the show in the past. He's going to join us for a little live holiday music to get us in the spirit. Really fun guy. We're looking forward to that. And then Connor, at the end of the show, our two guests are going to be, I'll call them the farmer girls, even though Peyton is married now, so she's technically a writer. And daughter Jane, who's getting married next year, they are in town from their various cities. So they're going to come and do a little bit of reminiscing about Christmases past. But if you have a good, hard-hitting question about...
I don't know. I think I might take a back seat on that one, on the farmer memory reminiscing. I don't know if I can contribute too much for that.
Well, but you don't have to just do the farmer reminiscing with us. You could just ask him point blank, what kind of a mom was Jill, and tell us about her worst parenting moments.
I don't know if I'm trying to dig up dirt on 5 minutes before Christmas Eve. We go to the Christmas.
You
music.
Certainly do not have to, but I'm opening the door. If there's some dying piece of information about my past that they may know, you are more than welcome.
Did you used to bring them on TV broadcasts? Was that but you kind of left TV right when you had them, right?
Well, Jane was 3, and so they were around. No, Peyton was in a million Contact 2 stories because I would need, I would be doing some toy safety thing, and I would her daycare center was close to the station, and so I would call Aunt Linda, the babysitter, and say, can we come down and get some video of a baby in a crib? And she said, sure. So she was in a lot. Frank, of course, famously, and I know a lot of our listeners remember this who are Frank fans, used to have, because where he was by his own admission on the totem pole for many years, he worked Christmas, which was a good opportunity if you weren't the number one sports person or the number one anchor.
I think he's working Christmas this year. I don't know. Did he tell you that?
No.
He's doing a Christmas night story, he said.
I used to... I had to work Christmas a lot too, because when you were low enough on the totem pole. So I didn't have the kids on in that way, but he used to have them, the kids kind of anchor the sportscast for him on Christmas, which I think was a really fun tradition as well. So
are you saying we're low on the totem pole since we're working on Christmas Eve?
No, because the radio station, working for 2 or 3 hours on the radio station, hanging out with our incredible listeners, is a lot lower standard than going out and trying to shake up a story or cover a murder or a fire on Christmas Day.
All right.
So I don't think and neither of us have to work on Christmas Day either, which is very good news. Hey, speaking of people who work year-round for you, our friends at McKnight Place are here 24/7 all year long to make sure that their residents and the folks who live at the Gatesworth properties, McKnight Place or Park Provence, live their best life in their season of life when you join them. They care a lot, and that's one of the things that stands up above the rest. When you start looking for places to go because you're ready to get rid of the house, or your life circumstances have changed and your physical abilities, or just the desire to keep up with all of the overwhelming tasks and expenses of running your house, you've moved past that for yourself. McKnight Place, you're going to talk to a lot of places that start talking about the same kind of amenities, and yes, we do great at this, and yes, we can provide you with activities and good food. But at McKnight Place, it's the local ownership, it's the number of years they've been doing it, it's the number of people that just the word of mouth about somebody having such a positive experience, and so friends and neighbors and family members all move in together because they just have one person goes and they have such a good experience that it's a wonderful, warm invitation for others to join them as well. McKnightPlace.com, 314-993-3333. The opening monologue when we come back.
Way back in time, if you had a leak in the roof of your hut, I imagine you had to find a tree close by, scale it, and then jump and hope you could get up there and see what was wrong. Then came the advent of the ladder. There was an easier way to get up there and see if something was wrong. And with modern technology, we finally get around to the drone. Now, the folks at Allen Roofing use those instead of trees and ladders. Send a drone up, find out if there's anything wrong with your roof, get some pictures, go over it with you, and see if there's a problem, how bad it is, what they could do, what it'll cost. Or if everything's just fine, they will tell you that too. Boy, it's so nice we don't have to climb trees to look at our hut. Allen Roofing, embracing technology and doing quality roof repair, siding, gutters, everything for the outside of your home. Just ask Gronk. He was one of the first customers. It's Allen Roofing. Find them online at aroofing.net.
You know why right now is the absolute best time to book your new patio or deck with my friends at Outdoor Living? Aside from being the best in town, these guys are really smart. They pay attention to market conditions, and they've stocked up on patio and deck supplies, including steel, all before these tariffs kicked in. So while their competitors' pricing has gone through the roof, prices have never been better at Outdoor Living. Now is the best time to call and book your summer job. Not to mention, these same competitors have sold out to large conglomerates and hedge funds. Pat Leahy and his team remain locally owned and operated, providing the best pricing and the best service in town. So, looking for a new deck or a new fence or anything outdoor? Outdoor Living, 314-966-DECK. That's 314-966-DECK. Or check them out online, Outdoor Living Inc., or check out their great showroom, Big Bend and I-44 in Kirkwood, OutdoorLivingInc.com.
Hi, this is Frank Blair from Schnarr's Hardware. I'd like to invite you to stop by Schnarr's to check out our selection of holiday lights. As you decorate and spruce up your home for the holidays, you may be wondering how you're going to hang those lights or your favorite wreath on your vinyl siding. Well, you'll need a hook for that, and Schnarr's has hooks. We have hooks for wreaths and hooks for lights. We have snap hooks and swivel hooks, cup hooks and coat hooks, tender hooks and tarp hooks, and S-hooks galore. For that bird feeder you're buying, we have 10 hooks or more. Yes, we have robe hooks and hat hooks and ceiling hooks and plant hooks, pipe hooks and eye hooks, and elbow hooks and hook hooks. How will you attach all these hooks, you say? Come by Schnarr's, we'll show you the way. Now, our hooks screw on and glue on, some are even magnetic. For one that's held up by suction, ours is gigantic. So stop by and see us at Schnarr's Hardware today as we wish for you a happy, happy holiday. From all of us at Schnarr's, where we don't charge for the popcorn or the advice, to all of you, Merry Christmas, and may all your holidays be happy and blessed.
Feeling sluggish or just not quite yourself? It might be time to optimize your hormones. Heidi here for Premier U, the experts in helping men and women feel their absolute best. Premier U specializes in personalized hormone optimization to boost energy, improve mental clarity, and enhance overall wellness. Take charge of your health today. Visit premierumed.com and discover how hormone optimization can transform your life. 2 locations on both sides of the river with telemed options. Premier U, where better health begins.
Navigating to and through retirement doesn't have to be complex. Listen to What Retirement Means to You with Jerry Means. Sunday mornings at 10 on KTRS, the Talk of St. Louis.
You've heard so many people talk about Innsbrook. Now it's time to see for yourself. 7,500 acres, 100-plus lakes, on-site restaurants, an 18-hole championship golf course for you to go play by yourself, with some friends, or maybe even a charity event, nature trails, event spaces, and so much more. Innsbrook is 45 minutes from St. Louis. It's so close, and yet you feel so far away. Go see Innsbrook for yourself. Innsbrook-resort.com.
Call the Closer with Lauren Risley Realty every Sunday afternoon at 1. Powered by Homestead Financial Mortgage on the Big 550 KTRS, the Talk of St. Louis.
Are you retired? Are you thinking about retiring? Who is helping you with retirement? Might be time to check out the show When Retirement Happens, hosted by Kevin Lloyd of Legacy Wealth Advisors. Saturday at 1, Sunday at noon on the Big 550 KTRS.
At Maryville University, we power dreams, not just degrees. For nearly 150 years, we've empowered graduates to build successful careers. At Maryville, expect a rigorous, technology-driven, mentor-inspired education in a diverse and inclusive learning environment. We help you take it to the next level, no matter what field you choose. Now is the time to turn your ambition into action and transform your dream into reality. Start your journey at maryville.edu.
Now the opening dialogue with Frank and Jill on the Big 550 KTRS. Powered by Worldwide Technology Raceway.
Time check 10:21. You're listening to the Frank and Jill Show on KTRS, Big 550, the Talk of St. Louis. I'm Jill Farmer. Connor McCarthy co-hosting the show with me today. Frank has the day off. He'll be back with you on Friday. Good news in the opening monologue today. First thoughts, experiencing a sense of awe and wonder, very good for our health. And it turns out, I heard that news, it came out a year or two ago, that people who make time to experience awe and wonder, I thought, well, that's great. And how do we experience a little awe and wonder in our life? Because ever the practical person, it's like that things sound good, but how do we actually do that? Well, a secondary study says that viewing art is a very good way to make that happen. New research measured people's responses while viewing art. Their stress hormone levels dropped 22% on average, Inflammation markers dropped even more. Growing body of evidence demonstrates that the experience of awe that visual arts can trigger has mental and physical benefits for us all. And it's similar when in the past research, Connor, when I'd seen some of these articles, what people recommended to do was the restorative effects produced by awe-inspiring natural settings. So, for instance, if you go look at a mountain vista or an open sea, but I don't have access to a mountain vista or an open sea. I do have access to an incredible art museum. So I thought this was kind of good news.
So did you head to the art museum yet?
I haven't, but we're members. I try. That's one of the things that we've done as long as we could afford it, even starting when the kids were young, is get memberships to the History Museum, to the Art Museum, to the Botanical Gardens, just because I think we're very lucky in St. Louis to have those organizations. And even if I'm not there all the time, I want to be able to support the good work that they do.
Yeah, and there's a lot of places beyond the main one. You got the Museum of Modern Art, which is over there, kind of in the northern North City,
Midtown. Yeah.
And my mom worked at the sculpture park, the Lumiere Sculpture Park, and that was a cool place.
Yes.
A lot of cool sculptures out there.
So John's mom is an art teacher, or was an art teacher for her entire career. So when we first married, and my mom is an artist. I knew a fair amount about art, but his knowledge of art history, I mean, just he would be able to look at an impressionist piece of art and go like, oh, that's a Gauguin. And I was like, okay. Your mom is an art teacher, was an art teacher.
Yes.
And so do you two have sort of a high vocabulary or working knowledge of art history?
I think I have like a higher than average. I don't think, I don't know if she's listening. I don't know if she'd be offended. I don't hear her like pull out the art history so much as like the art, kind of more of an artistic, critique of things, I suppose, or, talk about like what is and isn't, good art, so to speak. Although I'm sure she did art history in her college years.
Yeah,
so.
and then people who teach art just tend to know more about.
Yeah.
They may not spout it all the time, but I bet she has a lot more knowledge in her
I'm
little
sure she
pinky
does,
than I do. And what's your artistic ability?
Limited.
Same.
I did not get it.
Samesies.
My brother can draw. I can't really draw. She says I have a good camera eye, which has helped in certain situations, although not really now on the radio. But I guess I have a good frame sense, but not. I can't draw.
Yeah, same. I can't sign my name legibly, so when I try to draw a picture, people think that children have attempted.
You
to
didn't
do
spend hours working on your signature as a kid because you knew you'd be famous and you had to.
No.
You would want your autograph.
I did not. And
this is you. You didn't grow up right then.
I know.
It.
I know. I did not. But John has good artistic ability, and it skipped a generation. The girls are more artistic in different ways than I am. So that's all good. Hey, I thought this was an interesting concept that seems to be taking off in other parts of the world, and I'll be interested to see if it happens here. It's called the capsule hotel at an airport. Have you heard of this before?
So is it just like a little closet for you to sleep in, and then? And then wake up and go.
To me, it looked like old-fashioned movies that I've seen of when people used to be on sleeper cars in the train where you kind of climb up into your bunk. So it's a 7 by 3 foot pod. You do have to kind of walk down to a bathroom that's a shared bathroom, but
sure. There's not a lot of space in there for the bathroom.
Right. This was a travel writer recently wrote about his experience. He was flying from Phuket, Thailand to Bhutan, and he had an awkward 8-hour overnight layover in Bangkok. Bangkok is one of the cities that has these capsule hotels. And so for $50, he was able to get a sleeping pod, and he said he slept for 5 or 6 hours of what would have been an overnight 8 hours waiting at an airport. And so I thought that's a really great solution.
Sounds great.
I'm not sure we would need them anywhere in the United States except for in our big international hubs where people from other countries flying back home would have long overnight stays like that. I can't imagine using it if I'm flying from here to LA, for instance.
Yeah, that probably isn't what it's for.
Although I don't know how often you fly through or have been to the Las Vegas airport, but it always looks to me like there's a lot of people kind of trying to sleep in the chairs there that look like they could really use a more comfortable way.
Part of that probably has to do with the location, the locale a little bit of the Vegas airport. And what people have been getting up to when they're leaving Vegas. I don't know.
I don't think it's part. I think that's 100% of what causes that.
Have you ever had to stay in the airport overnight? Is that I'm always surprised that that's like something that can happen. It's never happened to me.
No, daughter Jane did a few years ago, coming back from spring break, senior year of college. There was a massive storm, and then an airport shut down in Florida. So everybody coming from places that would fly through Florida, which is a lot of kids on spring break, people on spring break, and the airport shut down. So she had to spend the night on the floor of
I've always thought it's weird. They're just
Airport.
like, well, it's like, okay, we're closing down, but yeah, you guys can just stay here overnight.
Mhm.
It's like, okay, that feels like that should not be allowed. Like you should like funnel them out to like a place that they can sleep. I don't know.
Yeah, and if you're lucky and you happen to be, for instance, in Bangkok or many other
You can
of
get the
these,
sleeping
especially
pod.
Asian, you
Yeah.
can get yourself a $50 sleeping pod, and the problem is solved. Back here at home, 2 new dining concepts are going to be opening at Euclid and Maryland in the Central West End. Why does this impact us? Well, it's kind of cool because they're replacing, I think, a restaurant that for years was really what I would have considered a sort of a what do you call it when somebody is like that's the central or kind of a pin in an area, and that would have been Culpeppers. Do you remember Culpeppers, or was that before your time?
No, it was before my time.
It was just for so
I've heard
long.
people talk about it.
Yeah, it was right on that very busy corner. I think at Euclid and Maryland. It was just someplace that a lot of people had gone to for years. So these 2 restaurants, one of them is going to be a partnership with the Chess Club, and that's going to be called the Noble Crown. And they're going to be at Maryland Plaza. And then the other one is called the Marvel S. Fox, also at Maryland Plaza. And it's going to be an atypical sports bar named after the great-grandmother of 2 of its partners. It's going to move into what was the Coffee Cartel space kind of over there. So 2, what I would have considered, I thought, were high-traffic areas in the Central West End. The Brennans are the people that are behind the concept. They're partnering with our friends over at the Chess Club to create the new, the Noble Crown restaurant concept. But I think it's going to be nice to get fresh stuff in there. There's just been a weird little time in the Central West End where there's more empty restaurant space than I've seen in a while. And so I think it's going to be good. Pie went out not too long ago.
It did, yeah.
A couple other things that were just on those corners that you kind of do notice when you go by.
So is this the pie space? Is that
no, it's further.
No, it's further away.
Further down south than there. But yeah, I think it's going to be good to get those back in there. I thought that was good news when I read about that. St. Louis Magazine and our good friends who do great reporting on food over there talked a little bit about that. And then this list from the Wall Street Journal yesterday, I thought it was a little suspect. What are your thoughts, Connor? 10 places that we should visit before in 2026. Here was my first thought. I thought 10 places in the world, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1 on the list, Philadelphia.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I said too. I like Philadelphia. I've been there. It's a great city.
It's a cool place.
I think it's fun. It's got, they've a lot of sports, and there is going to be a convergence in 2026. They're going to host March Madness, the FIFA World Cup, MLB All-Star Games. So I think that's part of it, is just sort of giving kudos to the fact that there's a lot of things happening in the city, and they seem to be well prepared for it. When I first saw the list. Other parts, we'll go through the top 5 on the list. Basque Country, Spain.
Sure. Yeah, that's kind of in the Barcelona area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a little further north, so it's more the wine country, but it's supposed to be really good, and the shore and the coastline. Okavango Delta, Botswana. You've heard me yammer on and on and on about my experience for the first time getting to go in 2024 to Africa. Big fan of it, so I can't criticize that choice. Number 4 is Yunnan, China, in China's southwest, and it has incredible mountain scenery, rare tea, and villages where traditions persevere. And then finally, the Guadalupe Valley in Mexico, which is becoming a lot more popular with American tourists. It's 2 hours south of San Diego, and it's where most of Mexico's wine is made. And apparently they have the good conditions for growing wine there, and they have a burgeoning wine, a wine industry. So I thought
a lot of those places
interesting.
sound cool.
Right, but will you admit that
Philadelphia at number one?
Yeah, exactly. When you look
Was
at the
this
whole
put out
list.
by like the Philadelphia Tourism Board? Visit Philadelphia? I don't know.
Exactly. I mean, once I read the whole thing and saw what was happening in Philadelphia, I thought, okay, I get where they're coming from now, but it was a little bit of a surprise. One of the things that we love when we talk to people like Jeff Zufall over at our senior tax strategist and wealth advisor at Capital Advisory Group is how many of our incredible KTRS listeners he loves working with. And he said, my favorite thing about KTRS listeners is they listen carefully. They're listening in for their friends on the air at KTRS, and then they trust because they know if you guys recommend us that there's got to be something good. And now so many of you have become fans of Jeff as a personality and a talent here on KTRS because he and Josh Gilbert host a really good radio show that has become appointment radio for so many of you, 3 p.m. every Saturday, Keep What's Yours, where they cover all kinds of topics that have to do with finance, personal finance, and keeping what's yours, which has to do, of course, with tax strategy. And the thing that I'm always amazed with when I listen to the show or when I talk to Jeff is I'm one of those people that I have to admit, before I met Jeff and before I got to know more about what he does, when you said the words tax strategy, I was already about 2 snoozes in to nodding my head because it was not something I know much about, not something I have a lot of interest in. But the way that he frames it and the way he helps me understand it and the way he's coached me and so many of our listeners on this is that when we do a better job at tax strategy and keeping what's ours and not overpaying our taxes to the government, we end up meeting our retirement goals in a way that is that requires less sacrifice and less consternation than the way that a lot of us have approached it in the past. And that's what he's passionate about, and he's got a new book coming out on it. We're going to have him on the show next week to talk about this new book and some new things you did not know, I guarantee, about the latest tax bill that our Congress has passed. 636-394-5524, capitaladvisorygrp.com.
Your next adventure starts here, right here with AAA Travel, the AAA Travel Marketplace, happening on Saturday, January 24th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Holiday Inn on Route 66, right off of Lindbergh at Watson Road. You're going to meet travel experts, and the St. Louis Travel Marketplace will be the kickoff to planning your perfect getaway. You can explore Hawaii, Mexico, the Caribbean, Italy, Ireland, Japan, and more. Admission is free, plenty of parking. You can go online to AAA.com and click the travel tab.
The Mizzou Spotlight is powered by AAA Home Services. Tonight's Spotlight honors our season MVP, running back Ahmad Hardy.
Stretch play running right. Hardy hit at the 47, dragging a defender, slips out of a tackle, running room between the hash marks. He's going to go to the 15, 10, 5, house. Touchdown, Hardy.
Hardy led the SEC with 1,560 yards and was named the consensus All-American. Hardy is also already re-signed for the 2026 season.
Brendan Weesey for AAA Home Services, a local family-owned American Standard heating and air conditioning platinum dealer that's been optimizing indoor air quality for 55 years. Temperatures are dropping. Now's a great time to have AAA service your furnace, replace the filter, and reset your humidifier. And if you need a new furnace, they'll give you a fair and honest estimate on American Standard, voted #1 by Consumer Reports. Call AAA Home Services at 636-397-3200. Online at AAASTL.com. Call AAA. We're on our way.
Winter is here, along with the rain, the sleet, the snow, the salt. It gets all over your car. You need to wash it off at Country Club Car Wash. Now through Christmas, take advantage of Country Club Car Wash's buy 2 washes and get 2 extra washes for free. Available in-store and at all Country Club Car Wash locations. Also online at cccwstl.com. And remember to listen every day to the Country Club Car Wash text of the day and text of the week. Check them out online, cccwstl.com.
Hey, Heidi Glaus here, asking you to join us weekly as we present the KTRS Book Club, presented by the St. Louis County Library for readers of every generation. Books transport us anywhere our imagination wants to go. They are absolutely magical. The KTRS Book Club will introduce you to local and national authors, events, and special programs presented by the St. Louis County Library every week from 3 to 6 right here on the Big 550 KTRS.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Need your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
This is Mariah, third generation at Newsteaders Fine Jewelry. Buying an engagement ring can be intimidating. At Newsteaders, we ensure complete understanding of your purchase. We offer a choice in both lab and mine-grown diamonds and are able to work with any budget. Let our family help educate you on your choice at Big Bend and Doherty Ferry or at wowdiamonds.com.
Royal Banks of Missouri is proudly reinvesting in its hometown of University City. Their new branch at 8550 Olive Boulevard is now open to serve you. Visit their team in University City to discover how they can help you refresh your finances and invest in your future today. Call 314-212-1500 or go to royalbanksofmo.com for more information. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
For all of your travel needs, you go to the best travel agency in the world. Granted, I'm a little biased. Altair Travel and Cruises. They'll take you wherever you want to go in style. They'll handle all the details. You handle all the fun. Don't go to the Googles. Don't make that mistake. It all starts at Altair Travel and Cruises on Brentwood Boulevard, 314-968-9600. Anywhere you want to go, let Altair Travel take you. AltairTravel.com.
Welcome back to the Frank and Jill Show. Thank you for playing a little Peanuts Christmas. Connor McCarthy co-hosting the show with me today. Frank enjoying the day off, getting a little grandpa time in with the most exciting day of the year for those adorable grandkids for sure. We have the Peanuts album, and we put it on at night when we're making dinner, and it kind of it's very
Great
fun.
album.
Yeah, it is. Da-na-na-na-na. That's very familiar to me as well. Sarah Fensky, executive editor of St. Louis Magazine, editor of the St. Louis Daily, our weekly Wednesday guest who always gives us the tea on so many of the hot topics and headlines and breaking stories that St. Louis Magazine has reports on. You guys have done a bang-up job, and I just want to say, since this is the last time I get to talk to you in 2025, it's just got to make you burst with pride for you and your staff. How many stories you broke, how many stories that you were leading the way in St. Louis media on this year. And I'm just so grateful that here on KTRS, we get to have your insights every single week.
Oh, well, thanks, Jill. I'm always happy to come on and chat about what we're working on. I feel like it's all too rare in life that my friends are like, tell me what story you wrote yesterday. It's nice to have this weekly check-in where I can be like, yeah, there's interesting things afoot.
The newsletter has grown so much this year. I mean, what are you up to in terms of subscribers, and how many people are you reporting to on a daily basis these days? Do you know?
So I don't think I'm allowed to give that out. It's considered proprietary. I can say they've been very happy with the growth, and we feel like, the thing with newsletters is you can get people to sign up for it. Sometimes you can't get them to actually open it. And we're really proud of the fact we have a good open rate. And we feel like we're not just tricking people with headlines that overpromise. We're like, no, people are opening it because they want to read it. And so that's the thing that I'm really proud of at this point.
Yeah, you guys have such great sourcing, and it really has been fun. So one of the stories that you covered a lot this year had a major break in it yesterday. So I think it's appropriate for us to start our last conversation of 2025 talking about now former St. Louis Sheriff Alfred Montgomery. Something big happened yesterday. Give us a little bit of the update on that.
Yeah, so the Attorney General's office had brought what's called a quo warranto. It's what they basically use to remove Kim Gardner as well. But this one actually went to trial. Instead of it forcing him to resign, they had days of testimony. And then the judge said he was going to rule on it sometime before the new year. Well, Merry Christmas to us. He dropped this on the afternoon of the last day before every journalist in town was planning to take off. So everybody was scrambling to cover this. What he did, I think, was not a huge surprise. He said yeah, there's some serious problems here. The sheriff has to go. He only had to find one ground for removal. The attorney general had alleged like 7. He found 2. He said there were 2 cases where he was completely out of line, and that what he did interfered with the idea that the St. Louis police are in charge of policing in St. Louis, that he kind of tried to usurp their power. And so that was enough to say, this guy's out of here. I think he could appeal. I would actually be surprised if he's able to afford an appeal at this point. He loses his salary because of this. And he also has this obviously very big criminal case that's still ongoing.
Yeah, I was going to say that's not the end to his legal troubles as well. You wrote today about just how much great change there was in 2025. And this must have been hard. You picked your biggest St. Louis news stories of 2025. That can't be easy to come up with that list, but I thought yours was good and powerful and took me back to some really watershed moments that we have lived together in this 2025 year as St. Louisans. Number 1, a generational change in leadership. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, it was crazy. I started thinking, okay, the biggest change for me as a city resident is having Mayor Kara Spencer now here, replacing Tashara Jones. But I started thinking about it. I'm like, wait a minute. If you're thinking regionally, if you're thinking beyond just politics into some of the big institutions that affect all of our lives, we had a massive amount of change this year. I would say, like, this is the biggest leadership turnover I can think of seeing in my lifetime. We had a new mayor, a new governor, a new attorney general, 2 new congressmen, one for like the St. Charles area, one for the city. The Missouri Botanical Garden got a new leader, the Donald Danforth Plant Science Center, Explore St. Louis, Greater St. Louis Inc., St. Louis University. And sort of looking ahead, we know that a couple of the longer serving people are saying they're going to leave next year. And that's the airport director and the St. Louis County executive. And that's really, if you think about it, it's staggering. The people who were in charge 2 years ago, basically none of them, except for, I guess, WashU's chancellor, none of them will be left next year.
Yeah, I thought that was brilliant. And it just really struck me when you put that all together, because those things happen in kind of drips and drabs. And then when you look at it as an aggregate in only 1 year, that is a lot of change, potentially a lot of new vision and some shifts from the status quo, but also we are losing a pretty good brain trust of some great leaders in there as well. And I think we would be remiss if we weren't acknowledging some of the great impacts all of them has had as well. Really interesting stuff. Number 2, and the biggest stories of 2025 that you listed, a new regime. This was one I hadn't thought about before as well.
Yeah, when I thought about what are the stories that we just perpetually had to stay on top of, that we kept covering, one of the biggest things this year was how change at the federal level had a huge impact locally. Local leaders, local political leaders had to constantly scramble because of the shifts in funding. But it was so much bigger than that. Universities lost a major amount of funding and became afraid of being sued for the very sort of things they were encouraged to do only a few years ago. Nonprofits lost money. Arts organizations lost money. People who try to help refugees, people who were trying to bring immigrants here in order to shore up St. Louis's population. All of these groups were massively affected by the changes in D.C. And it's interesting to think, we think about local control, we think about states' rights, but it's clear that what the federal government does is so intertwined with so many facets of American life. And seeing what Donald Trump did and change that set off, I think really hit that home for me.
Now, then, in the last in your list of the picks for the biggest St. Louis news stories of 2025, of course, is the tornado. And your headline says a terrible tornado. It was a terrible tornado. We get tornadoes in St. Louis. We have had neighborhoods that have been hit hard, but nothing like this really before. It was devastating.
Yeah, it was such a wide swath that it went through so fast and so hard, and like kind of a dense swath. It's not like it was out in Wildwood where you might have like a house on an acre. These were like houses like right next to each other, bam, bam, bam. And then on top of it, the fact that it hit neighborhoods that were among the least able to fend for themselves or to like pay for this damage. If the same tornado had hit Creve Coeur, it would have been horrible. Like, we would still be writing about it. It might still have been one of the top 3 stories of the year, but it wouldn't have been nearly as tragic because pretty much everybody would have had homeowners insurance. They would have been able to wait out these incredibly long, frustrating delays from FEMA by paying the money up front, knowing there was a good chance of getting repaid. Completely different situation in North City. And that's what I think elevated this beyond just a natural disaster to one that also had like huge man-made components.
Right. And one of my friends who was greatly impacted in Clayton, tree in the house, roof severely damaged, did say it is really a tale of two cities when it comes to the tornado, because she said, we have insurance, we have options, we had coverage if we needed to move out. And so many of the other people who were devastated just in the blink of an eye lost their home and life as they knew it. And the aftermath has just been a very different experience depending on what zip code you lived in, even though it's the same tornado, very different impact for people for sure. And then lastly, I want to say we share something in common, because you said you're working today to try to make the Little Gem salad that tastes halfway as good as a restaurant. I have to say, I absolutely love the Little Gem salad from Union Loafers as well. Why do we like it so much? What's so darn good about a dumb salad that makes it so delicious?
I've spent years doing this at home. Mine is never quite as good, but even my poorly made version is still terrific. It's like this combination. They have the pickled shallots in there and then just a ton of fresh herbs. And I think that combination with this really rich dressing, it turns out it has a lot of like sour cream and canola in it. Like, I'm going to have a heart attack tonight just from lapping up this dressing. But the combination of those three things, I just don't think there is a better meal in St. Louis than this salad.
It really is good. And they have these toasted breadcrumbs on it just to add. I mean, I've always said a good St. Louis salad is measured in the ratio of cheese to lettuce, and usually the cheese needs to outweigh the lettuce. And the Little Gem at Union Loafers is a different take, not an Italian St. Louis salad, but a different take on that. Sarah Fenske, we appreciate you so much here on the show. We appreciate the reporting you do for the greater good of the city of St. Louis, and we look forward to a wonderful 2026 together with you as well.
Yeah, I look forward to that too. I hope you guys have a great holiday and Happy New Year.
Okay, we'll talk to you in 2026. Miller Furniture, fourth generation family-owned business, flagships location in Belleville, Illinois, and then additional locations, Fairview Heights, Lake St. Louis at the Meadow Shopping Center, Ellisville off Manchester Road. Once you have all of your fun with your family over the next couple of days, I would consider on Friday or Saturday or Sunday this weekend stopping by, because they are doing an excellent end-of-year savings event going from now until the 4th of January. They just have really great deals on things like incredible mattresses. Chatham & Wells, 25% off. That's their real luxury brand. Doesn't always go on sale. $800 off Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster as well. And then they have 50% off all in-stock purchases. That's the furniture that you walk in and say, I love this couch. I love this table. I want to take it home. Plus, they have incredible deals and discounts on custom orders from Flex Steel, Smith Brothers, and Amish furniture as well. That means you get to pick the wood grain, you get to pick the fabric, you get to pick whether you want it to be a bar stool or a shorter chair for the dining room. All kinds of great ways, and they have an excellent staff. If you're not a designer or you never played one on TV, doesn't matter. Their staff, all you have to do is bring dimensions. They can help get the room set up perfectly for you in your home. Or if you have a designer, they love working with them as well, and they'll even store furniture for you while you finish your design projects at home. Miller Furniture, that's MUELLER furniture.com.
Hey, it's Heidi, and I've got some important news from our friends at Dalco Home Remodeling. You know they're locally owned and family operated. More importantly, they've been installing the very best windows and doors in town for the past 50 years. That great offer that they have on windows at Dalco has now been extended through the end of the month, so you can still earn a $600 tax credit on new windows. Plus, Dalco has upped the ante to an additional $260 credit per window for up to 10 of their Elite Series windows with 0% financing for up to 18 months. That's up to $3,200 in credits. The Energy Star tax credit offer is ending forever and will not return. So you've got to act fast. This incredible offer ends through the end of the month. So you call today, 314-298-7300 to get up to $3,200 in credits for up to 10 new energy-efficient windows. Or go online, DalcoHomeRemodeling.com. If you buy somewhere else and find out how much you could have saved with Dalco, you'll blow your stack. So call 314-298-7300. See store for details.
You might know Graybar for cable and connectivity. But there's one more thing you should know us for that can help optimize your project's total value, like our comprehensive electronic solutions for security, AV, wireless, and networking, or our specialized job site services, like material staging and kitting, or maybe our logistics specialists, who can help you identify efficiencies and ensure just-in-time delivery. So, consider what one more thing you may need to optimize your bottom line and get to know us for that. Yep, Gray Bar does that.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use this directly.
Everyone's talking about these weight loss drugs, and it's a good thing we've got Dr. Joe Molesky with us, a St. Louis native and board-certified primary care physician. Dr. Joe, it can get very confusing, but the one thing we need to know is GLP-1, right? That's the magic cure.
The magic cure is these weight loss shots. They're injected once weekly. They're not like the old medications that you've seen 20, 30 years ago. These medications actually work. They're injected once weekly, and patients see within the first 90 days 10 to 15 pounds down. It simply works, and that's why I recommend it to all of my patients. You simply go online, book an appointment, you fill out a health questionnaire form, you get an appointment on our schedule. It's all telemedicine based. It's all done from your home, and then you meet with me or one of my nurse practitioners, and then after the 10, 15-minute consult, the medication is delivered right to your door discreetly, and you get started right now on your weight loss journey.
And you want to start to lose weight? None better than to call STLMedWeightLoss.com and ask Dr. Joe. STLMedWeightLoss.com.
Hi, this is Frank Blair from Schnarr's Hardware. I'd like to invite you to stop by Schnarr's to check out our selection of holiday lights. As you decorate and spruce up your home for the holidays, you may be wondering how you're going to hang those lights or your favorite wreath on your vinyl siding. Well, you'll need a hook for that, and Schnarr's has hooks. We have hooks for wreaths and hooks for lights. We have snap hooks and swivel hooks, cup hooks and coat hooks, tender hooks and tarp hooks, and S-hooks galore. For that bird feeder you're buying, we have 10 hooks or more. Yes, we have robe hooks and hat hooks and ceiling hooks and plant hooks, pipe hooks and eye hooks, and elbow hooks and hook hooks. How will you attach all these hooks, you say? Come by Schnarr's, we'll show you the way. Now, our hooks screw on and glue on, some are even magnetic. For one that's held up by suction, ours is gigantic. So stop by and see us at Schnarr's Hardware today as we wish for you a happy, happy holiday. From all of us at Schnarr's, where we don't charge for the popcorn or the advice, to all of you, Merry Christmas, and may all your holidays be happy and blessed.
CVS Health supports people in the moments that matter, from picking up a prescription to connecting care. With nearly 5 million daily interactions and serving 185 million consumers and 1.5 million healthcare professionals, CVS Health holds a trusted place in healthcare. By simplifying care and improving health, we're helping people get the care they need. Learn more at cvshealth.com/Investor Day.
The Bommarito Automotive Group has been your number one choice for all your automotive needs for over 51 years. You can check them out online, see their entire inventory, schedule service appointments, and more at bommarito.com.
Good tune. Whose version is that? Conor McCarthy?
This is the Drifters version, which is the best version of this song.
Ah.
Yeah.
Very fun. I don't know if I've heard the Drifters version
I'm sure
of
you
that.
have. I've played it in the last month.
Okay, so I haven't been paying
You
attention
haven't been paying
enough.
attention. But whoa, my mic just fell. But no, this is the best version of the song. They played this on Monday Night Football. So clearly, whoever is in charge of the music there agrees with me that this is the version to play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We are going to be heading to the Blues game on Saturday night, the 27th. It'll be my first Blues game of the year.
Did you ask Carl what he's going to play?
No, but I'm very excited because when we went to the Blues game last year, I didn't really know Carl yet. And I remember I came back and said to you and to Frank when we got in the studio, that's the most entertaining sporting event I think I've ever been to, or certainly have been to in a long time. And I think they do a great job. Trust me, at the Cardinals games at March, when we have Arch Madness in town. I think everybody does a good
Sure.
job, but it was just a notch above in terms of pure entertainment value. And then now I become friends with Carl, and I know what a great human being he is, and I know what a good job he does making the blues games fun with all the.
Are you going to pull
music.
the request a song trick? You know, you can seem more important to the people that you're at the game with, and
I don't think I
hey,
do
what do you want to
that.
hear? And then you would text Carl, and then he plays it, and it makes you look cool.
Okay, how about this?
Trust
Maybe
me.
this is too dastardly, but what if I just ask Carl a song he's for sure going to play, and then I'll tell everybody with me I requested that song?
No, why don't you just request it for real? He takes requests
I know, but I don't
from
even-
those that know him.
What would be your request if you went to
I
a
don't
blues
know.
game?
I don't know. It'd have to be in the moment, but it's definitely it's once you know people, that's you got to take advantage of it, Jill.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to be
Yeah,
excited to say
okay.
when everybody
You're just gonna-
says
it's too you're too like you don't want to be underhanded like that. It's
well,
like-
or I don't want to put Carl in a position where he's like, "That's the worst idea I've ever heard of, Jill," and now I have to see you at work on
I
Monday.
don't think he would say it. I think he'd probably just play it.
Okay.
Unless
We'll
it's
have to
unless it's
see.
a really bad song.
You've challenged me with an
Yeah.
experiment. We will see if I have the guts to be able to pull off such a crazy thing on Saturday night. But I am looking forward to it, and I really don't have incredibly high hopes that it's going to be the best hockey I've ever seen, but that's okay. That we could be surprised by that as well. I will tell you, we have an excellent second hour of the Frank and Jill show coming up for you. First and foremost, Ethan Jones, musician extraordinaire. So many of you love him and have already texted in. You're excited to hear this as well. Is going to play a little live holiday music for your listening pleasure. Don't go away. Lots more coming up after the news.
There are over 10,000 reasons why steel is not sold at Lowe's or Home Depot. Find tools for the job site or your own backyard at over 10,000 authorized local steel dealers. Find yours at steelusa.com.
Galmish & Sons have been providing quality heating and cooling services since 1950. They work exclusively with Lennox, the preferred choice of St. Louis homeowners. Call Galmish & Sons for your next Lennox HVAC installation and service. 314-993-1110.
I'm Mark Cantor. Here's why you can count on Cantor Injury Law.
My name is Michelle. I'm a litigation paralegal at Cantor Injury Law, and you can count on Cantor because we are smart, honest, and hardworking.
I'm Kevin Glenn and a partner here at Cantor Injury Law. You can count on Cantor because we make your cause our cause.
No fee if no recovery. Please visit CantorInjuryLaw.com or call us at 314-628-9999.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Looking for a great local restaurant recommendation?
Missy Mo.
Tune in to the Kuno Food Service weekly special during the Frank and Jill Show, Thursdays at 11. Hear from the best of the best restaurant owners in town. Only on the Frank and Jill Show, Thursdays at 11. Presented by Kuno Food Service, right here on the Big 550 KTRS, the talk of St. Louis. From the North Pole to the South Pole and everywhere in between, this is KTRS St. Louis. Wishing our listening family happy holidays from the Big 550.
From ABC News, I'm Brian Clark. Heavy rains expected across Southern California on this Christmas Eve with flood alerts in place for over 40 million people in the region. The major concern in burn-scarred Altadena.
The mud does all the damage. Last time that we flooded out, we were 3 months digging out of the mud.
Officials are asking residents to heed any evacuation warnings and orders. The Department of Justice has been releasing new Jeffrey Epstein files. Some of them mention President Trump by name. The department says some contain untrue and sensationalist claims against the president, saying they were submitted right before the 2020 election. Trump has denied any wrongdoing in connection to Epstein, but for the large batch of files, ABC's Selena Wang says this is just the beginning.
What we're seeing is only a fraction of the Epstein files. Sources tell us the Justice Department could have upwards of 1 million pages. So far, only 100,000 have been released to the public.
Lawyers for Sean Diddy Combs are asking for his immediate release from prison, saying in a new appeal, the federal judge who sentenced the mogul to 4 years in prison improperly focused on charges that Combs was acquitted of. ABC's Olivia Rubin has more from New York.
Essentially, what they're arguing is that Combs, these activities that were alleged during the trial were all protected by the First Amendment. The lawyers are arguing that those who participated in the so-called freak-offs, including Combs's girlfriends at the time and those third parties, that they were willing participants, that they were all sort of doing this together. It was everyone's First Amendment protected activity, and that's in part the reason why the conviction should be set aside.
Employment analysts were expecting a slight increase in jobless filings, but the figure actually dropped by about 10,000 for the week ending December 20th. Someone could get over $1 billion in their stocking. Tonight's Powerball jackpot worth an estimated $1.6 billion. Nobody has won the jackpot since September. You're listening to ABC News.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Man, I love seeing the old gang at these reunions. Did you see Brian? He's in better shape than he was 25 years ago. How is that even possible? Yep, I ran into him a few weeks ago and had to ask. He told me he started taking Nugenix Total T2. The testosterone booster? Yeah, but it's way more than that now. It also skyrockets your nitric oxide in as little as 3 hours. I started taking it right away and I'm already seeing results. I was wondering what you were doing. You seriously crushed me in that pickup game last week. Yep, after 40, energy, strength, drive, it all starts going downhill. But with T2, I feel like my old self again. Stronger, leaner, and my energy is way up. My wife even noticed a difference. They're giving out complimentary bottles right now. Just send them a text.
Text TIGER to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of new Nugenix Total T2. Text now and you'll also get a free bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator. That's TIGER to 215-215. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. Product not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This is KTRS News. I'm Sobe Bay. St. Louis Sheriff Alfred Montgomery is out of a job. That was Judge Stephen Omer's ruling yesterday, stating Montgomery willfully neglected his official duties. Former Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey filed a quo warranto case against Montgomery in June, outlining 6 counts of alleged misconduct. Montgomery has been locked up since mid-October on federal charges of witness tampering and retaliation. John Hayden Jr., the former St. Louis police chief, has served as interim sheriff since then. Meantime, Attorney General Catherine Hanaway is reacting to Montgomery's removal. Hanaway released a statement which reads in part, "Corruption in public office must not be tolerated. The removal of Alfred Montgomery is a win for the people of St. Louis and a step towards restoring integrity and trust in our government and the rule of law. Missourians deserve better from those in positions of trust. Our office will continue using the full force of the law to hold any misconduct or malfeasance in public office accountable." A St. Charles man is accused of threatening Missouri Governor Mike Kehoe and his family. Daniel Mertz is charged with first-degree stalking and first-degree harassment for allegedly posting threats against the governor on Facebook between December 1st and December 18th. Those threats include pictures of the Kehoe family. Mertz was arrested in Florida, and Missouri authorities have begun the extradition process. Missourians from across the state will be meeting soon to address issues facing older adults. KTRS's Steve Potter has details.
Wednesday, January 28th, will be a joint advocacy day at the state capitol when citizens come together to educate policymakers and to raise awareness about issues that directly affect older adults. Those attending will engage in educational discussions and share personal stories about the challenges facing senior citizens. Those planning to attend are encouraged to take part in a pre-event webinar on January 21st to go over key talking points. More information can be found on the Missouri Council on Aging website. Council Executive Director Stacy Morse says the goal is to highlight the programs and services that support aging with dignity, choice, and independence. Steve Potter, KTRS News.
The Illinois Department of Natural Resources is hosting self-guided hikes at 17 state parks on January 1st. The first-day hike program is free and part of a nationwide initiative with the America's State Park Foundation. As part of the event, Pere Marquette State Park, just north of Grafton, will offer event stickers and photo opportunities for hikers on New Year's Day, January 1st. The Missouri Department of Transportation has a special Christmas wish. More from KTRS's Jill Enders.
All we want for Christmas is 0 roadway fatalities. That's the message from the Missouri Department of Transportation, which reminds drivers of the important role they play in keeping roads safe during the Christmas and New Year travel season. This means buckling up, driving the speed limit, and of course, don't drive impaired. Last holiday season, 27 people were killed in Missouri traffic crashes from Christmas Eve through New Year's Day. There were 20 people killed in Missouri traffic crashes during the same time frame in 2023. Jill Enders, KTRS News.
This KTRS Business Minute is brought to you by Walter Knoll Florist, the place for all your floral needs. Place your order anytime at WKF.com. Missouri's minimum wage is set to increase to $15 an hour on January 1st. This was approved by Missouri voters through Proposition A. Currently, Missouri's minimum wage is $13.75 an hour. Now let's take a look at the markets, brought to you by JBL Financial. Tune in to Straight Talk on Retirement Saturday morning from 9 to 11. Wall Street right now, Dow Jones is up 289 points to 48,729. S&P 500 up 24 to 6,933. And the Nasdaq is up 49 points to 23,612. KTRS Sports, St. Louis Battlehawks head coach Anthony Becht announced that he will no longer be a part of the organization. On social media, Becht stated, "Battlehawks Nation, thank you for the incredible passion, loyalty, and unwavering support you showed me and my family." Coach Becht will now be the head coach for the new UFL team in Orlando, Florida. And earlier this month, the University of Georgia sued Missouri defensive end Damon Wilson II. On Tuesday, Wilson and his attorneys sued Georgia back. Wilson filed a 42-page complaint alleging a civil conspiracy involving Georgia and its collective for trying to penalize Wilson for his decision to transfer. The suit alleges Georgia did not immediately put Wilson's name in a transfer portal list last January and also lied about his buyout, telling multiple Power 4 programs that they'd owe Georgia $1.2 million if Wilson transferred to their school. KTRS weather today, partly cloudy, high of 66. Tonight, partly cloudy, overnight low of 53. Christmas Day, tomorrow, cloudy, high of 65. Friday, mostly sunny, high of 71. Right now, it's cloudy, 55 degrees. The time is 11:08. I'm Sobe Bay, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
Looking for a new kitchen or bath? Call me, Anne-Marie Bogus, the co-host of the Inside Out Show and owner and designer at Anne-Marie Design Studio. Visit our website at annemariestudio.com. We can help make your dream space into a reality. We're a fine kitchen and bath boutique located in Wildwood. We do it all, from design to bid to installation too. Call us today at 636-821-3395 or go online at annemariestudio.com. Let's make your dream kitchen or bath a reality with Anne-Marie Design Studio.
Welcome back, everybody. The second hour of the Frank and Jill Show. Jill Farmer here, co-hosting along with Connor McCarthy today. Frank is enjoying a Christmas Eve off. We hope you're having an incredible day. And for those of you who are celebrating, Merry Christmas to you. Frank went to a party earlier this year and texted me. I can't remember if it was in the night of the party or immediately the next day, and said, "Have you heard of this guy, Ethan Jones? He's the most incredible musician I think I've heard in person. He's great. We have to have him on the show." I said, "Please, let's do it." He did come on the show, ended up being one of our favorite guests of the year. So many of you guys texted in and said he's incredible. Wish we could hear him all the time. And if you stick around in just a few minutes, we'll tell you some of the places that you'll be able to hear him this week and moving into 2026. But Ethan Jones, thanks so much for coming in today to share a little holiday music with us.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be back.
Christmas Eve.
I was really excited when you texted me, so thank you for having me.
Yes, we knew on a special day like this, it's fun to do some special things we don't do every day, and a little holiday music seemed to be most appropriate for everybody. So without much further ado, again, we'll talk about some of the great things you have coming up this week and later on in the year in just a couple of minutes. But first, let's hear a little holiday music.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, the Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe help to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. they know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh. And every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I am offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you.
Incredible. We were talking before we went on the air today that Friday night for you is a bit of a full circle moment. Both as a musician and as a human being. You are a native of the great city of Granite City, Illinois.
GC, that's right.
A GC guy. And one of the things you started last year, and you said it was such a big hit, you're doing it again this year, is Jacobs Myers, which is the oldest and perhaps one of the most famous watering holes in Granite City.
Oh, yeah. Jacobs Myers is legendary in Granite City. So Katie Hubbard and I did this event with her band where we just pulled in a bunch of other musicians that we've known from high school or just in the area. Katie's uncle comes and plays. Our good friend Jim Hudson came and played keyboard. And he's one of those guys where he plays everything and you can't stump him. Like, I think he's bringing a bass, a keyboard, mandolin, like whatever. He's just one of those guys, and I love seeing that. It's so cool.
Yeah.
But we're just gonna have a jam on Friday.
That's
Jacobs Myers in Granite City.
That's the 26th. Now, many of our listeners know you because they are big Dr. Gervais fans, of course. Yeah. He's a huge and beloved band, been playing in St. Louis for a very long time, and is winding down. It's been announced here in all kinds of places around, and Carney's had different members of Dr. Gervais on his air as well, talking about the end of an era. But you guys have a couple of shows coming up, including a Prince show coming up on at Del Mar Hall.
At Del Mar Hall, right, on the 27th. And that is probably my favorite show of the year. I'm really excited. We've got some more surprises this year that I can't tell anybody about yet. But you'll just have to be there and check it out. It's an awesome show. The whole band will be there. So we've got horns, 2 guitars, keyboards, and it's awesome.
Oh, that's great. And and it's one of those
Princemas.
Yeah, and I was going to say it's one of those great shows that some people go every year, never miss it. They have to see it no matter what. And for other people, they're like, Dr. Gervais, I've got to see it. It's a great chance for you to check it out. Same thing, New Year's Eve. You guys have another gig on New Year's Eve as well.
Yep, that's the last one. That's the last one at the Sovereign.
Okay.
New Year's Eve.
So check those out if you want to see Dr. Gervais before the end of that era. A couple of shows. If you want to see Ethan Jones, we'll tell you after this next song that he's going to play for us how you can check out some of the solo acts that he does around town, as well as some other things he does in music that provide a lot of goodwill, and a lot of kids in St. Louis learn from him as well. What else do you have for us today? All
right. Well, since I've got my morning voice going on, I had a show last night. I figured that I would do my mom's favorite Christmas song that I do. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a heel. You're as cuddly as a cactus, you're as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a greasy black peel. You're a monster, Mr. Grinch. Your heart's an empty hole. Your brain is full of spiders. You've got garlic in your soul, Mr. Grinch. I wouldn't touch you with a 39.5-foot pole. Whoever wrote this is genius, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You're a vile one, Mr. Grinch. You have termites in your smile. You have all the tender sweetness of a seasick crocodile, Mr. Grinch. And given the choice between the two of you, I think I'd take the seasick crocodile. And this is my favorite one. You're a foul one, Mr. Grinch. You're a nasty, wasty skunk. Your heart is full of unwashed socks. Your soul is full of gunk, Mr. Grinch. The three words that best describe you are as follows, and I quote: stink, stank, stunk.
Oh my gosh. Incredible. I was today years old when I heard a live version of that incredible song with some of the best lyrics ever. Connor McCarthy, have you ever heard anyone sing The Grinch live before?
Yeah, I think I have.
Oh, you have. I have not. I've heard it certainly on recordings and certainly
seen it on the
watching
movie.
in the movie many times. I couldn't have pulled every one of those lyrics, but there's a few that are certainly memorable. I wonder why it's your mom's favorite Christmas song you sing.
I think it's because nobody ever does that one. And that was my favorite Christmas movie. I would like sit there and try to draw him, and it's just hilarious to me.
Yeah, that's great.
Love The Grinch.
If you're just tuning in, we've been really enjoying the incredible music of Ethan Jones. He's wrapping up, as is the entire Dr. Zhivago band. 2 shows, Prince show on Del Mar Saturday night at Del Mar Hall, and then the New Year's Eve show, which wraps up permanently the Dr. Zhivago run for so many years here in St. Louis. That's going to be at Sovereign. This Friday night, Ethan is going to be playing with some friends, including his wonderful girlfriend, Katie Hubbard, over at Jacobs Myers in Granite City. And if somebody wants to check out, you're playing all the time, almost every week somewhere.
I am all over the place.
Ethan Jones Music. You can check him out on Instagram or just Ethan Jones on Facebook. And then, of course, Ethan is one of the co-owners of the School of Rock St. Peter's. So if somebody you know, you have a kid or a teen or somebody in your life who's like, yeah, I'm ready to be a rock star, you do that too.
I'm the music director out there. That's right.
Yep, lots and lots of fun. Thanks so much, Ethan, for taking time out of your holiday celebration to be with us today. It was really, really good to have you. We'll be right back after this.
Do you know why right now is the absolute best time to book your new patio or deck with my friends at Outdoor Living? Aside from being the best in town, these guys are really smart. They pay attention to market conditions, and they've stocked up on patio and deck supplies, including steel, all before these tariffs kicked in. So while their competitors' pricing has gone through the roof, prices have never been better at Outdoor Living. Now is the best time to call and book your summer job. Not to mention, these same competitors have sold out to large conglomerates and hedge funds. Pat Leahy and his team remain locally owned and operated, providing the best pricing and the best service in town. So, looking for a new deck or a new fence or anything outdoor? Outdoor Living, 314-966-DECK. That's 314-966-DECK. Or check them out online, Outdoor Living Inc., or check out their great showroom, Big Bend and I-44 in Kirkwood, OutdoorLivingInc.com.
I'm Jill Farmer for TB Exteriors, your choice for professional roofing, gutter, siding, and windows in the St. Louis metro area. They'll help you with your roofing insurance claims for residential or commercial roofs. They're CertainTeed Select Shingle Masters and offer the highest level warranties. Right now, mention KTRS and get $500 off a full roof replacement. Call TB Exteriors at 636-362-9503 or visit tbexteriorsmo.com to schedule a free estimate.
Reese Nichols, the most trusted Missouri real estate company, is now proudly serving St. Louis. Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Alliance is now Reese Nichols, a Missouri-born company established 125 years ago. The same trusted agents who served St. Louis for 45 years now have the backing of Missouri's largest brokerage, Reese Nichols. Offices across the metro, in-house services include title and insurance, making your move seamless. They also proudly support the Ronald McDonald House. Visit ReeseNichols.com. That's ReeseNichols.com.
Hey, it's Julie Buck for our friends at Triad Bank. They are a full-service financial institution, and they've been in St. Louis for over 20 years with 2 locations, one at Clayton and Lindbergh, and the other one just west of 270 on Olive. If you've got your own business and you want to have a better banking experience, look no further than Triad Bank. Their mission is to provide a wide range of commercial and personal banking services to you and your business. For more, go to triadbanking.com.
When it comes to AI, there's something big happening. The smallest things are creating giant revolutions. At Worldwide Technology, we're at the forefront of AI. With our one-of-a-kind AI proving ground, cyber range, and full-stack approach, you can build, test, protect, and implement AI solutions that deliver for you and your customers in a big way. Worldwide Technology. Together, let's make a new world happen.
Got big equipment dreams? Purple Wave Auction is bringing you the Kender Brothers excavating lineup, and this is your chance to make those dreams real. Late model long reach excavators from Cat, Sany, Komatsu, and attachments for any job site, all selling no reserve when the auction closes December 31st. Need those year-end tax advantages? Perfect timing. Head to purplewave.com for photos, videos, and inspection details so you can bid with confidence. Registration is free. Kender Brothers Excavating, selling now at purplewave.com.
Want a song?
You're on my mind like the song on the radio.
Want a quote? It's the song and quote of the day on the Frank and Jill Show. Right here on the Big 550 KTRS.
Welcome back to the Frank and Jill Show. Jill Farmer here today. Really glad to be with you guys on this Christmas Eve morning. Connor McCarthy here with me as well. Frank has the morning off. We just heard from Ethan Jones. Gosh, he is an incredible musician. And I had never heard a musician in live perform The Grinch. Coincidentally, you've now heard two different musicians in the last week perform it live.
Yeah, I told you I was at the Delmar Hall to see the Funky Butt Brass Band's Christmas show, and they did it. So I was like, well, I mean, I before that point I hadn't, but I guess it's in vogue to do the song.
Yeah, and I do want to give those guys a mention too. What an incredible group of local musicians. Started, I believe, during COVID. Just a bunch of musicians who. Nobody was going to performances. They put together this band that started just kind of marching through neighborhoods as a way to lift people's spirits during lockdown. And then they started realizing, hey, we can promote on social media when we're going to be in neighborhoods and bigger crowds will gather. And they did, for instance, in our neighborhood, came through several times just these spontaneous parades. And you talk about something that just lifts your spirits. And then they started having like front yard concerts.
Yeah,
went to one of those as well, and now they're filling
now
up.
they're doing shows.
Yeah, and what venue did you see them in?
The Delmar Hall.
And did they fill it up?
Yeah.
Ah, that's so good.
And I had never been to the Delmar Hall.
Yeah, it really is. Really, really is. From the Royal Banks of Missouri text line, your guest is so awesome, so talented. Somebody else giving a kudos because Ethan Jones is from Granite City, and so they texted in Planet Granite. Also on the Royal Banks of Missouri text line, when you were suggesting that I take advantage of my friendship with the wonderful Carl, the intern, Carl Middleman, who provides the entertainment for the Blues games, they suggested that I would ask for Jesse's Girl.
Yeah, maybe if Frank was at the game covering it too, he'd get extra mad. I don't know.
Frank hates that song. I like that song, but Frank treats it like it's the only song in the world that I do like, but I don't know. I might request it just so I can tell the story to Frank and watch him roll his eyes so far back in his head. It would give me a little bit of joy. Song of the day today, I picked my all-time favorite Christmas carol sung in my all-time favorite version ever, and that is "O Holy Night" from Josh Groban. That's, again, of course, Oh Holy Night, which you recognize, Josh Groban's version, that voice. Do you have a favorite song? I know you said the Drifters version of Winter Wonderland is your favorite.
Well, it's
of
not
that.
a carol, but maybe you could do it as a carol. I don't know.
Do you have a favorite Christmas song or Christmas
No,
carol?
I don't think I have like a particular favorite.
This dates back to my childhood. We would, of course, a Christmas Eve, very exciting for every kid in the world. We followed the Scandinavian or Swedish tradition where you open your presents on Christmas Eve. And then we would have Christmas dinner, usually oyster stew. I think that was from my mom's side of the family.
Oyster stew.
Yeah, not
wow,
my favorite.
Sounds great.
And yeah, it was not great. But my mom was a great cook. But we did, for some reason, we stuck with oyster stew as the tradition on Christmas Eve. So we would do family dinner and read the Christmas story. And any of us who were taking piano lessons might play a Christmas carol or two that we had played at our recent recital. All of this, of course, in great anticipation of opening our Christmas presents. And we would open the presents, and then we would go to church next door because, as I've mentioned many times, my dad was Pastor Keith was the pastor, and we lived in the house right next door to the church. And so we would go over. Well, my friends at church would hate it because I'd be coming over. They've only gotten to open one present or no presents, and I'm coming over going, okay, here's what I got this year, and I'm listing it all off. But we also had an incredibly talented musician in our church who studied music, and he had a great voice. And every year the tradition was he would sing this song as part of the Christmas Eve service. And so it just takes me back to those memories when I hear it. Yeah, I really.
Oyster stew and presents on Christmas
Right.
Eve.
Royal Banks, Missouri text line 84126. Am I the only human being alive who's ever had oyster stew, or did anybody else have you ever had it? I didn't love it as a kid. I'm not going to lie. I think my mom would occasionally let us do an alternate soup, or I would just drink the milk broth. It's oysters
it's
in
a
milk.
broth. Wow, it's getting better and better. You don't still do this. Wow, I can't believe it.
Yeah, somebody else on the Royal Banks of Missouri text line saying, definitely listen to David Phelps' version of Oh Holy Night. Yes, very, very good. Good. Well, great point on that as well. Another terrific voice and a terrific version of that song. Quote of the day or soundbite of the day. I really like Emma Thompson. Of course, I most recently rewatched her again in Love Actually. I love her role in that, but I pretty much like her in any role. And she's got a new movie called Dead of Winter. Have you heard about this movie, or do you know anything about it? And it involves a situation where I think they're supposed to be in northern Minnesota and they get abandoned, and it's really an adventure kind of film, where a survival sort of film. It's supposed to be quite good. And recently she was interviewed about how one of the things that she was required to do in this movie was to learn to hold her breath for an exceptionally long period of time. And who she went to for coaching on this, I think, was kind of fun. So it sounds like the worst thing in the world I could do. I don't love holding my breath. I'm a decent swimmer, but I'm not the best at holding my breath, and so I don't love it. And so that does not sound like something I would want to ever have to learn.
3 minutes, 7 minutes seems very long. 7 minutes seems unimaginably long. I don't know.
I agree. It's just, even thinking about it is not fun. But I thought it was pretty funny that Kate Winslet actually had a coach that works in the movie business to teach people how to do this. And I can't believe that she actually had to hold her breath for that amount of time. But we'll have to ask Lynn. I haven't heard her mention this movie yet, but I'll have to see if she knows of it or has had a chance to catch it. She, by the way, is going to be joining us on Friday, and I think is going to have the list that we always look forward to, her best of in 2025.
Yeah, I think so.
You'll have to start thinking about it.
I'd have to put my list together.
There's nothing that just stands out at the top.
Well,
for
it does.
You.
I think my best movie I saw this year was One Battle After Another, which was the Leonardo DiCaprio movie that came out like a couple months ago at this point.
I saw there's a bunch of famous people's lists of best movies, and Barack Obama, I think that was his number one movie of this year.
I never
as
know
well.
if that's a real list for Barack, though. I don't know. I don't know.
If one of his
someone's
people,
kind of curating a little
Sure.
list. Same for the music. I was like, is this really what the former president's listening to? I just don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or or his people doing it
Or his
for
people,
him.
hey, here's a list of some good music this year.
Or
Put it out.
at best his kids. Hey, speaking of the list of best, you and I are both fans of our friend Andy, who owns hats and stuff here at Westport at the mall. Been here for a number of years, and Andy is headed toward a much deserved retirement. He's still going to be down at the Soulard Market because he loves it and he loves the people and he loves just giving people, being able to sell people great merchandise from all of their favorite sports teams. But he's here today. So if you forgot to get something, or you're supposed to show up at somebody's houses for dinner and you needed a little something to put in the stocking, he is here today. And I saw you were over fairly recently.
Some great deals. I was there yesterday. I was getting a couple hats. Yeah.
I mean,
$10 hat.
High quality hats
Yeah.
for $10.
Yeah.
Original price if you would have bought them at a
I don't know.
regular
It
sporting
didn't
goods
have
store.
it, but it was more than 10.
Yeah, I mean, even Andy had them for in the $30 range, which means at a regular store, I think they were sometimes $50, $60 hats, and they're only $10. And he's got some really nice looking. He's got a kind of kickback whole jersey here, and some blues hats and some other things. But he's clearing out. He's going to leave us here at Westport on the first of the year.
I think he's here through the 3rd.
The 3rd, okay, good.
Yeah, I think he's here through the 3rd.
I knew it was toward the end of the year. But anyway, if you have a chance to, and you want to swing by because you need a last-minute gift, that's a little tip for you. Unsolicited, Andy didn't ask us to give him the plug, but I just know he's got great stuff, and he is working today because he's working a lot of days because he's an incredibly hardworking guy. And so are our friends over at Premier Heating and Cooling. 7 days a week, 24 hours a day if you need them for emergency service. I think some holidays, they are called out and it's really busy. This year, probably not so much because the temperatures are not going to be reaching anywhere near dangerous levels. So you wouldn't have to deal with something like that. But I think it's just one of those things that it's human nature. We procrastinate even on big stuff like when our furnace goes out, we know it's not operating well. We know we could be in trouble at some point. But we just cross our fingers and say, it'll be fine. And then guess what happens? We get a real cold snap. It gets dangerous. We face that terrible prospect that I know has happened to some friends of mine where you leave town, the furnace goes out, and then the pipes freeze. And then you've got to deal with damage, and you've got to deal with nightmare situations and try to fight with insurance companies. Be a little proactive. That's my gift, my little reminder to you guys. Be a little proactive. In 2026, if you know your furnace is on your last legs, consider reaching out and thinking before it breaks down whether it's time to replace that unit. One of the great things about Premier Heating and Cooling is they are an American Standard customer care dealer. They picked American Standard because it just simply has one of the best reputations in the business. And they know it's a big investment for you to replace the furnace in your home. And that's one of the reasons that they have financing available to make it more affordable for something you can pay over time. Set up your appointment today, premierheatingcooling.net, 636-916-1122.
Dr. Joe, it can get very confusing, but the one thing we need to know is GLP-1, right? That's the magic cure.
Yeah, they're on the med, and these medications are used, these GLP-1s, for reducing inflammation in your body. I get so many folks that are like, wow, I don't have the knee pain. I don't have the...
Because once you start losing weight, all these other things naturally happen to you in a positive way. Not just talk about the deals for KTRS listeners at stlmedweightloss.com.
All KTRS listeners, they get $50 to $100 off their first month. And what's beautiful about it, too, hey, I get it. The economy, what we just had, guys, things are difficult right now, but we make the plan work for you. We have financing options. We make this work for you because we realize how important it is to get down in your weight, get your confidence back, and really start feeling like the old you.
Call stlmedweightloss.com and ask Dr. Joe. stlmedweightloss.com.
The St. Louis Chess Club is a newly expanded 30,000 square foot state-of-the-art chess center featuring world-class tournament playing halls, classrooms, library, and casual play spaces for everyone who loves the game.
But it's so much more than a place to play.
It's where champions are built on the board, in the classroom, and across the community with a mission to bring the game to everyone from all levels, with memberships starting at just $15 a month.
Discover the excitement, the challenge, and the community of chess at stlouischessclub.org.
Recently, a good friend of mine was changing the light fixture in their kitchen, and they took the light fixture off the ceiling and they looked inside the ceiling and said, "What is the phone number to Michael Baldy?" If they would have listened to me, they would have put Michael Baldy's phone number in their phone, because everybody needs a good electrician on speed dial. So here you go. The next time you need an electrician, you need to remember Michael Baldy and Baldy Electric. So the phone number, 314-968-9999. Indoor, outdoor, an old Victorian home, knob and tube wiring, and anything and everything in between. You see, Michael Baldy is a licensed electrician, and he has a team ready to go. Whether it's something for the ceiling in the kitchen, something for the lights for the holidays, whatever it may be, Michael Baldy and Baldy Electric. BaldyElectric.com, 314-968-9999, because everybody needs a good electrician on speed dial. BaldyElectric.com.
Gelmish & Sons have been providing quality heating and cooling services since 1950. They work exclusively with Lennox, the preferred choice of St. Louis homeowners. Call Gelmish & Sons for your next Lennox HVAC installation and service. 314-993-1110.
Worldwide Technology Raceway is the only track in America to host a NASCAR event, an IndyCar event, and an NHRA event.
Don't miss Wonder Christmas Lights LED Spectacular, November 14th through January 4th.
The track, under the leadership of owner Curtis Francois, continues to upgrade the race experience for fans who come from around the country. For tickets, go to WWTRaceway.com.
How do you separate estate planning from elder law? You don't, because they're so intertwined. Let's face it, we're all getting older, and you need to make these decisions today, whether it's for your parents, for yourself, or for future generations. Rudy Beck, Jay Lennox, and Caroline Stolzer have been navigating these important decisions for more than 50 years. Beck, Lennox, Stolzer, Estate Planning, and Elder Law. Call them, 636-946-7899 or BeckElderLaw.com. You can thank me later.
It's the ultimate Cardinals weekend. The 29th winter warm-up, January 17th and 18th at Busch Stadium in Ballpark Village. Experience 2 days of non-stop Cardinals excitement, from clubhouse tours and Hall of Fame and museum access to autographs, auctions, memorabilia, and more. Join the fun. Meet your favorite players and support Cardinals Care, helping kids across the community. Admission tickets are on sale now. Visit cardinals.com/WWU to be part of the action.
Kuna Food Service has been the trusted food supplier in the Midwest since 1918. For over 100 years, Kuna has been distributing the highest quality food products to some of your favorite restaurants while delivering superior customer service. When a restaurant puts their trust in Kuna, they get a team that truly cares about their success. Check them out online today at kunafoodservice.com.
I do love that. That's the Bare Naked Ladies and Sarah McLachlan's version of We Three Kings. John Farmer's favorite Christmas song. My favorite guy, a little bit later in the show, two of my other three favorite people in the world are actually going to join us for a little bit of a convo, so I hope you guys are going to stick around for that. Okay, so Frank produces our weekly special segments every Thursday. This week we did it on Monday. Alibi Cookies over in Fairview Heights, owned by Rosman and Daphne Dorsey, brought in, I'd say, hands down, some of the best cookies I've ever had in my life.
A huge spread, too. I mean, there was like boxes of them.
Did you have a favorite?
I had a bite of their cookie donut, which I think was just cookie, but it had like some frosting on it, and it was good.
So it looked kind of like a donut, but it was really all cookie.
Really all cookie, yeah.
Yeah, that was good. And the apple pie cookie, I mean, it was healthy because there was fruit in it, but also...
Sure.
Roz makes everybody try it because they're like apple pie, cookie. I don't know if those two things go together.
Oh no, I didn't need convincing of that. Yeah,
You were sold.
yeah. I mean, it's great. Who wouldn't want? If you like apple pie, why wouldn't you want it in a cookie?
That's right. We're so glad you're with us here on this Christmas Eve morning. Jill Farmer, Connor McCarthy holding down the fort. Frank's off today. He has the day off. If you had to pick one of your favorites of the year, your favorite segments in a weekly special in terms of...
I have to go back through the year. You're putting me on the spot.
I know.
I'm
having a hard time, because
there's been a lot of good ones. A lot of
good ones, and so many of the restaurants are so generous because they're not open.
They're bringing a lot of food.
They're not open at 11 o'clock in the morning, and so most of them, and so they're bringing in amazing food, which means a lot of times the owners are going to the kitchen to make us this amazing food to bring it down so we can try it. One of my standouts definitely was Crown Candy Kitchen. Do you remember those sandwiches?
Speaking of spreads, I mean, I think he actually brought the most food that's ever been brought in for that. I mean, he brought in like sandwiches, bags of candy, chili, soup. I mean, it was incredible. He brought in a lot of stuff.
It was incredible, and every one of it somehow was delicious. It definitely transported well. Butler's Pantry too. They brought in an entire
that was
spread.
Good. They catered the whole event. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really fun. And then last week we had Bud's Place, Bud Pizza, and they brought in the Grinch pizza. So if you guys are looking for a place to grab pizza, casual dinner with the kids in town or family in town over on South Kings Highway, the Grinch pizza, which is it's pepperoni pizza. They use that really tiny kind that cups up. It's really delicious. And they put more on it than I've ever seen per square inch ever on a pizza. And then it's a pesto cream sauce on it.
It was good. I'll say Blue City Deli. Was that this year or was that the end of last year?
No.
That was a really good one. And the sandwich, I mean, obviously sandwiches travel well too, and they were great.
They are really great. The muffaletta.
Well, I didn't have that one because I actually don't like muffaletta because I don't like olives. But I had the spicy Italian, which I thought was phenomenal.
Yeah, it is. And do I remember right that had you been there before?
I've been there before, but it had been a long time.
So it reignited your passion for what I think is one of the best places to get a sandwich in St. Louis for sure. And not every one of our restaurants brings in food for the logistics and other things, and we still love them and appreciate them and are very proud of the number of St. Louis restaurants we have. But it's kind of fun to look back at all the great restaurants we have been able to have here and many, many more coming up in the next year. And if you have a restaurant that you think you have a contact or you know somebody would love to come be on weekly special with us, just text us on the text line, and we'll see if we can make the logistics work out, because it's one of Frank's passions. He, of course, grew up with family in the restaurant business. He understands it like no other. What an incredible career it is, and how much sacrifice it takes for so many of our family-owned restaurants here in St. Louis. And we just absolutely love featuring all of these great restaurants here as well. Do you have any plans to eat out, Connor McCarthy, over the holiday celebrations?
I don't think so. I never know what's open on Christmas Eve, or so I didn't check, and I don't think so. I think we're doing some stuff at some in the house. So
speaking of which, you just brought up a great point. I clicked on it this morning. For those of you that get the Post-Dispatch, either the 25,000 of us spread out who still get the one delivered to our door at least a few days a week, or if you get the digital version, they did a great list today of a pretty comprehensive list of the restaurants.
Places that are open
on Christmas Eve and on Christmas Day, which is great because not everybody celebrates Christmas, or sometimes people they just want to do something different. They're just not into cooking, or that's part of the celebration for them. And I thought it was really cool and a great resource for that list. So if you haven't had a chance to check it out yet, you can check it out on the Post-Dispatch online. They have a good list of places. Lots of them seem to be open until 6 or 7, but I was surprised. There were a number of people open until 11 tonight, and more places than I thought open tomorrow.
When I was a kid, we would do Christmas Eve dinner somewhere, and if I'm remembering correctly, it would be dark, and we'd be going at dinner time, 6 or 7. So there were definitely places that are open later than
right.
Than
and when we lived in Olivet, we used to go over to some of the Chinese restaurants on Christmas Eve, which was fun. A lot of our Jewish friends would be like, "What are you guys doing here?" But we would do it actually on our way to church. The girls had a lot of friends at school that did that, and they thought it was fun to go have Chinese food, and so we did that a number of times. Bishop's Post is one of the ones that's on the list that is open.
We were just there for the Christmas party, although you had to miss it.
I know. We were doing family Christmas out of town, so we had to miss it. Something that I haven't been missing is my workouts every week, and that's because I have been lucky enough to join 20 Minutes to Fitness. And when I say join, there's no contracts. You don't really have to join. I've just been going to 20 Minutes to Fitness, and I've become a very happy customer. I know these facts, you guys do too, but I'm just going to remind you that muscle strength is one of the strongest predictors of how long we'll live. We've known for a while that we were supposed to keep our heart pumping as well, but muscle strength is really an important part of the picture as well. And that is why 20 Minutes to Fitness is here. The owners had a passion for helping people age in a way that allowed them to have a really great health span, not just a lifespan, right? Because we want to be able to keep doing the things we love doing for as long as we can. Strength training is so important and such a vital part of that. Without it, we lose up to, again, I don't like this stat, I'm just the messenger, 40% of our muscle mass between the ages of 20 and 80, and over 30% of adults, that's a lot of people, over the age of 70, struggle to do things as simple as climb a set of stairs or get out of a chair, and that is, again, due to muscle loss. One of the great things about 20 Minutes to Fitness, you could have just come out of surgery and have hardly any muscle and you're really having trouble functioning, and they have specialists and trainers that can work with you. Or you can be somebody like one of my friends I ran into there fairly recently who is an avid runner and in excellent shape, but who has a very, very, very busy lifestyle and wants that 20-minute workout to have the same impact as maybe an hour or two for the average person in the gym would have. And that's because of their patented specific way of working out. You work out each muscle until it's maxed out, and then when you go back home again, you build muscle in the week that you are not there at 20 Minutes to Fitness. Check them out online, 20 Minutes to Fitness, locations in both Chesterfield and Clayton. Tune in. We're going to talk to two of my very favorite humans in the world. My daughters are going to join us right after these messages.
Your next adventure starts here, right here with AAA Travel, the AAA Travel Marketplace, happening on Saturday, January 24th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Holiday Inn on Route 66, right off of Lindbergh at Watson Road. You're going to meet travel experts, and the St. Louis Travel Marketplace will be the kickoff to planning your perfect getaway. You can explore Hawaii, Mexico, the Caribbean, Italy, Ireland, Japan, and more. Admission is free, plenty of parking. You can go online to AAA.com and click the travel tab.
The University of Missouri St. Louis offers academic programs at the undergraduate, graduate, doctoral, and professional levels to fit any passion, purpose, and schedule. At UMSL, more is what moves us. Find your more at more.umsl.edu.
Mike Lippert here with Lee C. Lumber Company. We're a family-owned company that's been providing quality wood products to builders, contractors, and homeowners in the St. Louis metro area since 1872. You've heard McGraw mention our knowledgeable staff, excellent customer service, and the best of woods. In addition to our lumber yards, we offer custom millwork for your outdoor project. We can produce your artistic cedar and fir timber trusses. For the best of woods and custom millwork, LeeCLumber.com.
FIFA World Cup 2026 is coming soon, but your opportunity to be there starts now through an exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card. For a limited time, become a new customized cash rewards or unlimited cash rewards Visa credit card holder, and you will be eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more at BofA.com/cardFWC26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America N.A. in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. Rights reserved.
Winter is here, along with the rain, the sleet, the snow, the salt. It gets all over your car. You need to wash it off at Country Club Car Wash. Now through Christmas, take advantage of Country Club Car Wash's buy 2 washes and get 2 extra washes for free. Available in-store and at all Country Club Car Wash locations. Also online at cccwstl.com. And remember to listen every day to the Country Club Car Wash text of the day and text of the week. Check them out online, cccwstl.com.
Offer not valid in all states or where prohibited by law. Loans are subject to lender approval. See website for details.
Honey, the credit card bill came, and we're maxed out.
Maxed out cards, rent is due. We just need some extra cash to help us get by.
Maybe we should go to 27cash.com.
With our bad credit?
27cash.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with With any type of credit, get up to $5,000, and cash can hit our bank account as soon as tomorrow.
When you need extra cash, go to 27cash.com. That's 27cash.com. 27cash.com.
I'm Bob Hardcastle. Listen to my Money Talk radio program every Sunday morning from 8 to 9 a.m. on the Big 550, where we discuss your money in an easy-to-understand manner. We have interesting guests, chat about money. We try to help you feel more comfortable with your money by talking about the investment market. Join me. I'm Bob Hardcastle.
Money Talk, Sunday morning at 8 on the Big 550 KTRS.
Hey, Tiger fans, legends aren't just made on the field. You can leave a legacy by saving lives through organ and tissue donation. Right now, more than 100,000 Americans are waiting for a life-saving transplant. One donor hero can save 8 lives, help 2 people see again, and heal 75 more through tissue donation. That's a game-changing play. It only takes 2 minutes to join the donor registry. Sign up today at fansforlife.org because saving lives, that's the biggest win of all.
Basement with a Y. That's Basement E.
It's Basement T.
Basement E?
It's Basement T.
Oh, Basement T. Basement T. I get it. That's the basement waterproofing and foundation repair experts at Woods Basement Systems.
Right. The All Things Basement T experts at Woods Basement Systems will provide you a free estimate and dry up that wet basement and fix that cracked foundation. Call 800-388-9326 or go online to woodsbasementsystems.com.
That's woodsbasementsystems.com.
I am so glad you've spent at least part of your morning with us here on the Frank and Jill Show. Jill Farmer and Connor McCarthy. Connor, thanks for stepping in and co-hosting today. It's always fun.
Sure.
Helping to carry the show as well. And I am a lucky mama. I've got my 2 daughters back in St. Louis, back in the Lou to celebrate Christmas with us this year. Doesn't always happen because you guys are living your lives. Daughter Jane lives down in Austin, Texas, and her fiance Andrew is here with us as well. And daughter Peyton lives in Des Moines, Iowa, also in town. And so I thought it would be fun in the last 3 or 4 minutes here before we all go and begin our holiday celebrations as a family. I want to hear from you guys best Christmas, worst Christmas memories that you have. Peyton, you start.
Ooh. A lot of great Christmases. So I have some good memories. We had one, there was a blizzard when we were in Omaha. And I just remember so much snow and our dog just jumping and you could just see Ruby's ears. And that's all. And it was a really good Christmas. We were kind of snowed in.
Okay, worst Christmas?
There was a Christmas when I was little with the stomach flu.
Yes.
That one is probably worse for you than for me.
Right. But the thing I remember about that, I think you were 6, maybe 7, and you were so excited. And I could just watch you. Your face, you just didn't look like you were feeling well. And I kept saying, do you feel okay? Is everything okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Because you were ready to gut through no matter what. And then unfortunately, it hit, and it hit hard right on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, high stake day. So it was a bummer. But
how about you, Janer?
I haven't had many worse Christmases, so I might cheat and do 2 best Christmases.
Oh, that is cheating.
I know, and it's even worse cheating because my first one was going to be that Omaha Christmas where we had this huge blizzard. And the dog, or Beagle at the time, was like bounding through this more snow than we'd ever seen, over a foot of snow, and just being out in the country in Nebraska and like playing outside all day, every day. The other best Christmas, I would say, is the year I was in my gymnastics phase and we got a trampoline for Christmas, which Mom always swore she would never do. And we promised our pediatrician we would never do. And that was like just the best thing ever. Setting it, I think we set it up like the day after. And I think until we got rid of it, I used that trampoline every single day. So that was like the magic of Christmas on that day for sure.
It definitely did get a lot of use, I have to say. That was good. Do you guys remember the, I have to tell the story, Peyton, of the you had a couple of, well, I guess, I can't remember if it was birthday or Christmas where you thought you were going to get one thing and then you got something else.
There was. It was a birthday, which kind of counts because my birthday's in November, and I thought I was getting an iPhone. So it was really exciting. I was 16. I knew I wasn't getting a car. I was getting the family minivan. Great. Thought I was getting an iPhone. Opened the box. It was a rectangle. I thought and it was a Garmin GPS, which was really cool, but it wasn't the iPhone I thought it was. So I was very appreciative. I got a lot of use out of my Garmin, but that was a bummer.
Thanks, Mom and Dad. Excellent. Couldn't be better. Do you have any like that?
I don't think so.
You're the
not
youngest.
that
You
I
pretty
can
much got
remember.
whatever you wanted every single time.
I can't complain.
But Jane cried tears of joy a lot of
I
Christmases.
cried a lot of tears of joy.
Yeah.
Yes, remember the balance beam year,
Which was high stake, because then when you're the sibling who hasn't cried, you're like, well, now I need to produce tears to show that I love this as much as she does.
Mom was good at like hoodwinking us too. Remember the balance beam year? I went again in my gymnastics phase, maybe before.
Things run together, so you have to remind me.
I don't remember what year it was. I think it was before the trampoline, but we finished all the gifts, and then you were like, okay, like, Jane, go help Dad open his fishing pole. And then you acted like you had said something you weren't supposed to say. And I was like, Mom, like, you just spoiled it. As if we'd be getting Dad another fishing pole. We have like 25. And then I went and opened it with Dad, and it was a balance beam that you like swore you were never going to get.
Yep,
so.
it was good stuff. I just am so glad you guys are here to celebrate Christmas with us. Thanks for taking your time on your debut radio anywhere, but particularly here at KTRS, the Big 550. We're glad, and I'm so grateful for you guys, and I'm so grateful for all of you listeners as well. And on behalf of Connor, Merry Christmas to each and every one of you. Make it a great day, and we will have you back after Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody.
There are over 10,000 reasons why steel is not sold at Lowe's or Home Depot. Find tools for the job site or your own backyard at over 10,000 authorized local steel dealers. Find yours at steelusa.com.
John Beal Roofing has been proudly serving homeowners and businesses in the St. Louis metro area on both sides of the river in Missouri and Illinois for over 3 generations. A dependable roof begins with a team you can count on, and that's exactly what you get with John Beal Roofing. Recognized as one of Roofing Contractor Magazine's top 100 roofing companies, John Beal Roofing offers 24/7 emergency service and industry-leading warranties, including a lifetime workmanship warranty for total peace of mind. From upgrading an aging roof or completing a full replacement, the team at John Beal Roofing delivers solutions that are built to code, built to last, and handled with